Moves fast. Join the show that keeps you one step ahead. Jersey Central with Bert Barron on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC.
It is 8:08. It is hour number 3 of Jersey Central on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. Good morning to you. 732-545-9282 and our toll-free number, which is 888-545-9282. We'll do our Need to Know Things a little bit later on here in this 8 o'clock hour. And also I'm going to share with you 10 very, very simple ways to save money this summer. Isn't that what we all want to do? And no, one of the 10 is not steal the sunblock out of somebody else's bag on the beach. Don't be starting that stuff. But I'll share with you some very good stuff coming up in just a little bit. I have some special guests who are standing by on the Miller Lite Jersey Central Newsmaker hotline. And they're here with some tips and tricks for making the most of your summer adventures, both on and off the road. First, we will welcome back, she's been with us here before, consumer lifestyle expert Claudia Lombana is back with us. Welcome back, Claudia. How are you?
Thanks, Bert. It's great to be back with you.
Good to have you here. And also, we have a racing star who was with us here as well. And all I have to do is say ACP, and everybody knows who this racing star is, right? Yeah.
Possibly. It's Andrew Comrie-Picard, but nobody can remember the whole name.
Well, that's okay. Good to have both of you here, and thanks for taking some time to talk to us here. Andrew, start with you. The car and having the car ready to go for that road trip is an important thing. What are some timely things that people should check to make sure that their car is ready for a road trip?
Well, critically, if you're going to go on a long road trip, you have to be able to rely on your vehicle. There's lots of things you should check: the level of the washer fluid, the condition of the hoses, all those things. But I'm a big believer. You really have to check the tires. Your car has idiot lights and indicators that will tell you when other things are wrong, but you have to be the person who's checking the tires. So especially tread depth, tire pressure, things you want to check before a long road trip, and it's crucial that you be on high-quality tires because unlike me, I get to go into the pits and change tires if it starts to rain or conditions get bad, but you have to only put one set on and get to run those the whole time.
So that's the first step in maybe me being able to be a stunt driver that could do the stuff in Deadpool 2 like you did, right? It all starts with having a good car.
Yeah, totally. It's easy. Don't worry. I can train you into it. No problem at all. No, the truth is I'm a big traction geek, and any racer becomes really, really into tires, and then that translates over into stunts also. I always manage the tires on my stunt cars, and we did Atomic Blonde, we did Deadpool 2, as you mentioned, and in all those cases, we all just work with our tire pressures and tire tread depths and types of tires to make them work correctly.
That is so cool. And Claudia, of course, you've been with me here before. You're our consumer lifestyle expert, and you talk about some things that are going on. Off-roading trips, those are pretty special, too, when you put those together. What are some things that you can talk about when it comes to a trip like this before you hit the road?
Yeah, I mean, when we're talking about travel this summer, we just got new figures from AAA about how many people are expected to travel, particularly for the Independence holiday. We're looking at 47 million people, and 40% of those folks are going to hit the road.
Wow.
So it's very important to be prepared, whether you're going on-road or off-road. Yeah, it's going to be significant, and we're talking about, this is very soon. This is already starting. They're, in fact, calling Tuesday, July 3rd, Terrible Tuesday when it comes to traffic. So obviously the hours where we're going to see peak traffic are at 3 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. So whether you're going on-road or off-road, it's really important to plan. And as Andrew mentioned, inspect your car for safety and make sure that when you're getting on the road with all those other people, nothing is going to go wrong.
Yeah, and the fact that 4th of July lands on a Wednesday, some people say that's kind of the worst day of the week to have it. So you're right, July 3rd is going to be just crazy around here. I know we see big traffic, cars headed down to the Jersey Shore, and that July 4th holiday is going to be, of course, no exception. What should we have in our car, Claudia? Emergency kits, things like that, preparing for emergencies in the vehicle. There are some things we should have with us, right?
Yeah, there are definitely things you can have. An emergency kit is kind of the most obvious one. Water is another one that people tend to forget to carry in the car, snacks or food, especially if you have children. These days, we're really reliant on GPS for directions, but you have to remember that depending on the road trip you're taking and where you're going, you may not always have service, so it's good to have your route mapped out and have an idea of where you're actually going should your GPS fail. Extra phone batteries are always a good idea as well, and don't let your gas level fall below a quarter tank. Sometimes you end up seeing a sign that says next gas 60 miles, and you've got not enough gas to get there, so it's good to keep an eye on those things as well.
Yeah, another big concern, definitely. And Andrew, what if someone is maybe going to do some off-roading on this holiday, get out and do some off-road driving and whatnot? You don't want to get stuck in the middle of the wilderness either. What are some tips that we could do there?
Absolutely. Every experienced off-roader takes kind of a safety kit and includes some of the things that Claudia just mentioned in terms of just personal safety and water and cell phone and so on. But you want to make sure the vehicle is equipped in case you get in over your head. You need a tow rope, snatch blocks often we use to pull ourselves out of difficult situations. If your vehicle has a winch, that's great too. I also believe in kind of keeping a bunch of data with you that might be in your phone if your phone conks out numbers or emergency contacts in case you can get to somebody else's phone. You always have to think of the worst-case scenario. And same thing again with tires with off-road vehicles. I always use BF Goodrich tires off-road, especially. There's a new tire called a Mud Terrain KM3. You want a tire that can get you out of any situation that you're frankly dumb enough to get into. So a tire like that with the traction to pull yourself out of mud holes and so on can save your butt on a tough day.
Exactly. And for what you do for a living, Andrew, we've seen you on television. We've seen you on Discovery Channel. You're a champion, an off-road champion, American rally champion. Those tires, that's got to be the most important thing to you in your work, right? For what you do for a living. It all starts with that tire, right?
Yeah, all racers are really into tires. You only get 4 contact patches to hold onto the road with. They're only about the size of the palm of your hand, and no matter how good the rest of your car is, no matter how good your engine is, how good your brakes are, all of it has to go through the tires. So we get really, really into that. And I have always been a Michelin and a BF Goodrich guy. Michelin for road tires often, and in fact, Michelin has a tire that you ought to consider for this summer. You guys, I know you get some rain out in New Jersey.
Yeah.
There's a tire called the Michelin Premier All Season that has a new technology that has what we call emerging tread grooves. Basically, as the tire wears, the grooves in the tire get larger. So when a tire is brand new, it often deals with rain very well, but as it wears, it gets worse because there's less tread void for the water to go into. Well, this is a new, innovative, proprietary Michelin technology with the Premier that allows the tire to work just as well when it's worn as when it's brand new. So that's the kind of tire. It's a silver bullet kind of tire that I recommend to people, and it's what I frankly use on my cars on the road too.
Gotcha. So if I was going to do some drifting, some drift racing, Andrew, look at one of these tires here, or what? Because you're down with that too, right?
Oh yeah. I drove the Dodge Viper in the Formula Drift Series, and I do a lot of moving stunts where I'm sliding around.
I'm
and
so jealous.
Absolutely, and you want to be predictable. You
Yes.
need a tire that's predictable at the limit. So if we put the right boots on your car, I'll give you some lessons.
I'm so jealous. Thank you both for being here. Consumer lifestyle expert Claudia Lombana and racing star Andrew Comrie-Picard. Thank you both for this great information, and have a very safe summer. Great speaking with both of you today, okay?
Thank you, Bert. You too.
All right.
Thanks, Bert.
All right. Thank you very much. And there you go, my guests here this morning. And by the way,